And we're back with another crosscraft video. Today's absolutely terrible deck idea is Antemaria OTK, as you can see. So I guess the list looks a bit weird, so let me just run through the list and explain how this deck works. So the first thing we have is sending the troops, and the troops its job is just to draw two different followers. It's always Opulent and Warden of Honor, because those are the only sword followers we run. Opulent is a key part of the combo. We use it to get Dualblade Flurry, and then we stick Dualblade Flurry on Antemaria for an OTK. That's how this deck works. So we pick out Opulent from Send the Troops, and Warden of Honor is just one cost Condemn that we can play to just draw cards. So yeah, that's just what Warden of Honor does. Then after that we have a very standard Condemn package here. We have Razor Claw Thief, and then we have a couple of copies of F's Vault here. Then the Marauder, Antemaria, and Drazile. We don't play Scorched Earth Tyrant because it's not necessary for the combo, and we rather run other things like Ramp and Card Draw. So of course we have Ramp, then we have more Ramp here. Gone Fishing, of course your combo requires you to draw Degenerate Dragon and Antemaria, so Gone Fishing, after its transmute, it draws two followers with at least 7 play points, which are only these 3 followers, so you just use that to try and draw these two to hit your combo. There are these situations where the regular standard form of where it gives you 2 random allied dragoncraft followers can come in handy. One is you discard the combo pieces to send the troops, you can recycle it with Gone Fishing. The other option is, of course, if your opponent has Satellite. The Satellite, they can discard your combo pieces, maybe you can get them back with Gone Fishing, but that one's like not super reliable. And then we just have a couple of All That Glitters, just for fun really. There's no really, I don't think I've played these like once, but sometimes it might come in handy if you like have multiple Degenerate Dragons but you don't have your combo. I guess you can use this to like survive a few turns. And of course we have Degenerate Dragon, another key combo piece. You use it to play Antemaria and Dualblade Flurry in the same turn. And that's basically the entire deck. It's just Antemaria Evo, Dualblade Flurry for 20 damage. So let's just look at some games with this absolutely awful combo deck. So our first game will be against the Dragon Haven combo, and we're going second. Generally this combo is probably buff dragon with the heal package mixed in. And for the opening we just want to find Ramp, so we just hard mulligan for Ramp. We managed to find some with a Hot Hidden Marauder here. So there's the Joe, which means this is indeed a buff dragon. Buff dragon can be I mean, this deck basically is just you get your combo as fast as possible, and then either you die first or you get a combo off. It's how this deck works. It's pretty bad, but anyway, this deck matches very poorly against portal decks, any type of portal deck, just because the arc increases max HP, which this deck does not deal very well with at all. That's the Grand Slam. We're not very excited to see that, but thankfully we have Marauder to at least deal with the Hellflame Dragon here. So we see Kira here. This is the Heal Haven package that they're running just to combo with buff. Buff can abuse Lu really hard. It's kind of disgusting really. So we're just gonna do our game plan, which is just the Ramp. And then we use, and I was hoping to hit Kira there of course, but I guess no luck there. So we just Ramp instead. And there's the Illuvia. So they are getting going now, they have their heal. And now they're buffing as well. Things aren't looking super good for us, but thankfully we just have to reach 10 PP. We need to find Opulent. The Warden there is just to survive, of course. And this Razor Claw Thief is mainly just to activate the Condemned condition, so that we might be able to play something next turn that might use the Condemned package. And then we just use the Warden to clear here. Ideally, you never want to play Warden for the full body, you always want it to be crystallized, but in this case, I needed the wards and the board clear, so I had no choice. So thankfully they didn't evolve there and they traded instead, which is great for us. And then we send the troops so we can pick up our opulent here. Pick up the Dualblade Flurry. And then just go ahead and play Antemaria. We need to save the evil point for next turn. So the goal is that hopefully we just survive this turn and then we can finish next turn. So just hope for no Joe. And thankfully they don't have Joe here, so we survive to the next turn, we can finish them off. So that's the Lu. Very, very disgusting card in the buff heal combo, honestly. We take a bunch of damage here, but then we have the Degenerate Dragon, so we discount Antemaria and Dualblade Flurry. And of course I remember to play a condemned card before your OTK turn or Antemaria won't get stormed. And then we evolve Antemaria and then we stick the Dualblade Flurry on her and hit for 20 damage for a game. So that's how this deck works. Let's get more games. So next we have a game against the bane of everyone's existence, the Forest Portal Lylth Puppet deck. We really want to go first against this deck just to not die. And I keep Opulent here for the early game, just to control the board a bit. I'm not super sure if keeping Opulent is actually correct, generally, but I'm just trying it out here just to control the early game and hopefully create a room where I can play Opulent and just ramp on the same turn and evolve and use her to answer the board and create a threat that they have to answer. So fortunately we found the Marauder earlier, so we can play Marauder here. And then this will ramp us to 5 PP next turn, we can play Opulent into Oracle next turn as well. Generally, the earlier you can play Opulent the better, cause Opulent is pretty heavy to play at 3 PP, so you want to play it while the game isn't going so fast yet. In your late game you want to play stuff like Draziel to survive until your OTK turn, so being able to play Opulent early is generally more preferred. We can ramp with the Oracle here and then we just trade off. Deal with their board and create a threat that they have to answer. So unfortunately they do have Thicket of the Gnarled Hands here. I think without the Thicket it would actually be... well, it wouldn't be that hard to clear it because they have Lylth, right? But I could have at least been able to answer the Lylth. That doesn't really matter either way. In the end, what happens here is that they trade my Opulent, but thankfully they look like they don't have that much bounce to be able to kill me with. And I actually assembled all my combo pieces here already, I believe. Yeah, I already have all my combo pieces, so I just need to... so as long as I live this turn, I can finish them next turn. Due to a bit of luck from drawing the good RAM cards and a bunch of them. So you can see here I'm bouncing the puppet as usual. This deck is so insane to look at. You can just bounce the puppet over and over again. And that's their third Lylth. I guess they're playing a bit smart here, leaving the puppet on the board as a ward, but unfortunately for them, Antemaria goes through wards, so here we play the Degenerate Dragon. Now we slam down the Antemaria, evolve her to get her to 10 attack, and then once again we stick the Dualblade Flurry on her for game. So yeah, very straightforward deck. Let's look at one more game. So our last game for today, we're going first against the Dragon Portal deck, which is generally a control deck that ramps into portals, extremely powerful high cost tools. This matchup is absolutely abysmal for us because of the satellite, and also because of Arc, which are both cards that really ruin our game plan. But here they are playing discard, so they are playing the discard variant, which does still run some of the very heavy followers, But hopefully that won't stop. Hopefully we'll get some luck there, right? So we're just ramping, accelerating the Antemaria here because I'm probably gonna play next turn due to a lack of better play. So yeah, I'm just gonna slam down the Antemaria and hit face here. Nothing better to do, honestly. We can apply some pressure on their health so that if they have things like arc, we can keep them below 20 health so they don't heal out of our lethal ranges. So here they just evolve and trade off into the Antemaria. So we are just going to ramp and find our combo pieces. We found the Opulent here, so that's great. Unfortunately, as you can see from our hand, we are lacking the Degenerate Dragon as well as enough ramp. So there's the Eden, which refills their hand like instantly, which is pretty nasty for us. Unfortunately, we didn't draw Degenerate Dragon yet, and we are out of card draw in our hand. So here I'm just doing this to clear the Eden, and hopefully we can just top deck Degenerate Dragon next turn for game. So here they pull out the Interstellar Battle Cruiser, the Satellite, which is extremely obnoxious for us. Hopefully we're fine discarding Antemaria, but hopefully we keep the Dualblade here, and fortunately we do keep the Dualblade, so we still have a chance. We pick up the Opulent here. We're just gonna use that to clear the Satellite. And then just the rest I just use for card draw. And then we just, of course we do the Warden here, of course draws us cards, but also it allows us to hopefully find more combo pieces and activate the Condemned condition in case we top deck Degenerate and Antemaria next turn, which is obviously unlikely, but I mean, we can hope, right? So they managed to chain into another Eden and hit us in the face for 7 damage, which is not very exciting for us. So, and we're guessing Lumiar is probably coming next turn, right? Hopefully they didn't discount Lumiar with the Eden. So very, very fortunately we drew like a perfect hand here with Drazael, and then Bean Fishing draws us all the rest of our combo here. So as long as they don't pull up the Satellite here or kill us, we should have a decent chance. Notably, Drazael puts their Eden at 0 health, which means that it's not a threat anymore because it doesn't deal damage to us. It just makes them draw more cards, which maybe they'll deck out if they're not careful. But here's Lumiar, and they're just discarding a bunch of cards here. But fortunately we live, so we are able to go for our combo here. And as usual, Antemaria goes through wards, which is very, very nice. Only problem is there's so much max HP increase in this format, so it's not super effective, but oh well, it's a meme deck, right? So yeah, that's it for the gameplay for this deck. Let's move on to some closing thoughts. So that's all for the Antemaria Degenerate Dragon OTK deck. I hope you enjoyed it. I would not recommend playing this deck yourself unless you want to suffer, cause it's like really bad, especially in the current format full of aggro decks, and the control decks are the ones that increase their max health, neither of which we do very well against. It's I mean, I just made it because I thought it was funny. I saw someone mention this combo and I was like, wait, I want to try it. That's why I built this deck. It's the deck itself feels like decently like well made in terms of how it flows and structures, but it's just a bad deck in general. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed looking at the combo. I hope you think it was funny. I don't know if I'm gonna come out with any more of these absolutely terrible decks. Maybe I should try playing something more normal next time. But yeah, the Crosscraft adventures have just begun, and hopefully I'll come out with more stupid shit to try in the future. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.